Edge Radio Australia, they can certainly hear you there, mate. I tell you what, you are Mr. Live himself. It is time for the Crypto Hour of Power here on Edge Radio Australia. He loves doing that. We open the mics. He goes, I think I'll start a conversation, Aaron. Yeah, let's have a chat.
I'd like to keep you on your toes.
You really do, mate. Look, fantastic to have you here as always. But we've got you on camera today. You're looking
Dull.
I was going to try and talk it up, but I'm not going to lie. You're
aged horribly.
Well, okay. As the man behind Orange Brick Road, right? Yeah. I'm actually glad that you're looking a little tired. It means you're working hard. I like that.
It is, mate.
Okay,
Things are going off.
Yeah, exactly. You're making money for people. You're making dreams come true. So it's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
We have a special guest there on the screen today, and let me bring him up nice and big and bold. It is Nathan Barkle. Good to see you, mate.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Brendan. How you doing?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. All right, it's Crypto Hour of Power, as people mostly know, because it's even written on the screen.
It is there, right there,
That's
just
how
for you.
Professional Aaron is. He's up there with the pros. All right. It is. We're going to be talking about crypto, but we're also going to be talking about a certain project called Ollie, which is basically an educational platform that is on the Cardano network. And with us today, we've got Nathan. Nathan, we will be getting joined by Mark soon. Is that right?
Yeah, he's on his way. He's just getting out of another meeting. Been flat out with dev meetings and everything else throughout the day.
All right. Well, I'm going to leave that up to you to let us know when he's going to jump on board. But we can just have a little bit of a conversation, and we're going to get into a bit of a demonstration.
Hey.
Because that's how professional Nathan is.
Oh,
he's even got a presentation deck.
Flash.
You know. And just for the ladies out there, he is taken. You know.
Yeah, I can hear the disappointment right across the world right now. There we go.
He's a good-looking rooster, isn't he?
I'm not buying into this. Good luck to you, mate. You're doing well.
No, I'm just tooling him up because he's teaching me how to use Twitter at the moment.
That's important stuff. All right, fair enough.
Yes, getting my social media thing on. Okay, cool. All right, stop bullshitting. We'll go back to Nathan. Just give us a little bit of a background about yourself, how you got into crypto and what you're currently doing, mate.
Yeah, so my name's Nathan. I'm from Perth, Western Australia. I'm by day a school teacher and by night an entrepreneur in the Web3 space. So I've been teaching and in the education system for coming up on 11 years now. I'm teaching math, science, health and physical education. And throughout the 2021 bull run and through the pandemic period, had a massive realization that there is a huge gap in the crypto and Web3 education space. And obviously in school, we had to come up with ways of getting people engaged with their learning online, and had students wanting to do that, but they also asked me about crypto because Bitcoin was pumping, everything was pumping. They wanted to know what's going on. And I was like, wouldn't it be good if we could combine these things into one central source of trusted information, but also gamify the whole process and help people take not only their crypto education, but all of their education to the next level. So Olympus Insights was born, it started there, and it's just kept going bigger and bigger since then.
Yes, and I've actually participated. I put up a few courses there. Just a few little ideas that I had.
Just a couple?
The formation of the Federal Reserve. I can Jekyll Island.
I can imagine what you've been up to.
Yeah,
nothing but trouble. There we go.
But it all gets approved, which is great.
Yeah, this
Normally
is
I'd get a strike. But just learning how the Federal Reserve works, how printing of money is, what inflation is, the formation of the Federal Reserve. And it's just basically you can upload your own courses.
Okay.
And then you can monetize it or just do it for free. I just did it for free as an experiment.
Sure.
So pretty much every single course you can put up there, yeah?
Yeah, so right now...
It doesn't have to be about crypto.
No, we had to start with a heavy focus, right? So we decided that the area that we wanted to go into and the gap that we saw in the market is Web3 education. But we're sort of doing everything that circles and encompasses that. And then as we continue to grow, we'll spread our wings further. So at the moment, you'll find things about crypto, economics, AI, marketing, business skills, all sorts of things like that. So it's just sort of growing and getting bigger and bigger.
Speaking of growing, if I could interrupt for 1 second, it looks like we've got a guest and bring Mark on board as well. Hey. G'day, Mark.
Hey, how we going, guys?
Very well. Sorry to break into your conversation there, Nathan. I just saw Mark's in the back smashing on the door, trying to get in. I thought, well, let's not be rude. Let's let him in. Good to see you, mate.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, we've had a couple of technical difficulties, but we've thrown it together with a bit of wise engineering and some gaffer tape.
A couple of cable ties. Don't forget, it's important.
Bit of
Always
spit.
cable ties, yeah.
The two of you in a room with gaffer tape and cable ties. I don't even want to know what's going on.
And you guys have got the same background. You're at the same house.
We're in the same room. We're just different locations in the same room.
Yeah, it's identical.
He doesn't shower, so I try to be in a different room.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I've got a much better piano than he does, by the way.
Nice. All right, sorry to interrupt, Nate. Just finish your thought, and then we'll jump into Mark introducing himself.
What we're talking about, the different types of content on the platform. So yeah, we really wanted to start with a focus, which was helping people to understand everything crypto and Web3. And then we started getting more content on there around business, marketing, AI. And we're really trying to capture everything at the moment that traditional education seems to leave behind. So we're giving people an opportunity to extend their knowledge in areas that can be hard to come by. And so a bit of an intro for Mark. So when I was first conceptualizing this idea, I was spending a lot of time in Twitter spaces and going around pitching the concept to people. And I stumbled across the Calm Dano Twitter space, and Mark was hosting alongside S20. And yeah, they sort of put me through the griller and asked me how I was going to make it happen. And I said some good things and some things that Mark thought he could do a heck of a lot better, which I'm very fortunate that conversation turned into a really awesome partnership. And Mark came on as a co-founder, and we've been able to turn what was an idea about helping like kids and your friends and family learn to something that's going to actually change lives right around the world.
Yeah, because there is a huge gap in the education systems. Basically, I don't think it really is. I think it's an indoctrination system when it comes to traditional education.
Agreed.
Because they don't teach you about life skills. They don't teach you about things like managing money, what finances really are. There's a lot of gaps in it. I mean, they have some good points, but there are some gaps which you guys can obviously fill. All right. So, Mark, a little bit of an introduction about yourself. And then we'll fly into about, we'll go into your presentation. Is that right?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Cool. So introduce yourself, Mark.
Yeah, no worries. Well, look, thanks for, taking the time today, guys. It's always good to catch up. I'll just maybe feed off the back of what Nate said. So yeah, obviously we did make a meet on a Twitter space in Calm Dano 2.5 years ago, whatever it was. I suppose over the next sort of 6 months, we sort of I've got a startup and a background and been in crypto since 2017, sorry. And, me and Nate sort of threw a few ideas around about what it is he wanted to do. We evolved, those ideas. And looking at, I suppose, through three different lenses, really, which is, what is the state of the current market? What is happening with education in crypto, and how can crypto help education? Things like certificates on chain, digital identities on chain, etc., etc. But then also sort of taking a lens of what's the future look like. And obviously at that time, ChatGPT was around, like 3 was launched. I've been following DeepMind and Demis Hassabis' career for 15 years. So I've been very close to the AI space, and we were sort of talking that, look, if this technology ever evolved to a point where it would be usable as a tutor, it really could radicalize education and change lives. And just to, I suppose, play back to the points that you guys discussed, the current education system, look, it's broken and outdated. I mean, no disrespect to teachers. I think they're hardworking. They're super, super passionate. Committed people with a vocation to actually educate others, which is fantastic. But the system itself was essentially invented by Joseph Stalin to produce factory workers.
That's correct. I was about to say that. Yep.
Yeah, and for soul.
Well, a true humanitarian, that man. Let's face it, right? Like, yeah.
Exactly.
He killed 60 to 80 million people.
Small detail.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then look, so like obviously started by a person that, probably we don't have a lot of time for. But look, it's been in place for 150 years. And for, whether it's good, bad, intended, not intended, most education is about rote learning. And most education systems don't teach you about life skills. Now, whether they're deliberately not teaching you what money is, how it's used, where it came from, Federal Reserves, I don't know. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but the reality is, I think we're all very much on the same page when it comes to, money, hard money, and understanding what money is. And look, it doesn't matter how you apply your labor skills in life. If you don't know how to invest what you make, what you don't spend on a day-to-day basis, then you are going to fall behind. Right? We've seen no bigger gap created ever than since COVID, right? Where we've had high inflation rates, we've had significantly more money being spent on debasement, which obviously we've had going on for many, many years. And people are just starting now to feeling poorer and purchasing power going down. And they don't understand why, right? They can see prices in the shops going up, but it's not just prices on the shops going up. It's when, governments print money, then each unit of that money is worth less. And that's why asset prices explode, and houses are more expensive, and gold goes up, and all the things that I know you guys know and the audience knows. So we felt it was important not just to teach people about a more fixed supply asset class like crypto, and why crypto has a potential to change the financial landscape, but also teach them a bit about money, right? What is money? It's a unit of account, it's a store of value, it's a unit of exchange. Like if you go to almost anybody and I've done this hundreds of times now, and say, what is money? Most people look at you and go, well, it's the stuff we earn through our labor and we spend. And it's like, but what is it? Like intrinsically, what are its characteristics? And most people just don't have any comprehension of what they are. And I think, as I say, whether that's by design or, it's just been missed, that people need to understand money. They need to understand fixed supply assets. They need to understand this wave of Web3 and blockchain, which is going to revolutionize the world. And they need to be able to do that in a setting they feel comfortable with, in a way they feel comfortable. And that's really where the tutor comes in, is to obviously be that infinitely patient, deep knowledge, best teacher you've ever had, on demand 24/7. So I think,
Unbiased and unwoke.
Sorry.
Unbiased and unwoke. The big idea.
Well, that's right. Well, yeah. Well, I suppose it depends on the model, how it's trained, and I suppose what your general infrastructure is. But we are going to, make it true, a bit more grok-like than maybe some of the other models out there.
Yeah, exactly. No, which is a good thing. Nath, question. You mentioned pay to play, and also I think Mark did. I think about it, and also Cardano. Now, just for the audience out there that are not overly familiar with crypto, Cardano is a cryptocurrency. It's a blockchain. It's very fast, very effective. It has been around for years. It's one of the original cryptos. Back in the day, by Charles Hopkins. I never pronounce his name right. So I just call him Old Hoppy. Charles.
I'll jump in quickly. So can you guys still hear me? I had a couple of connection issues then.
Yeah, no, so it's all good. No worries. We'll keep you alive there in the background there, Nathan. We've got a lot to talk about, mate, so don't worry about that. We've got a couple of videos to watch as well, so just let me know when we want to pop those up on the screen. That'd be great.
But before we go to the videos, which we'll do the presentation, or Nathan Cameron or Mark, is why Cardano? Why have you chosen Cardano? Because there's so many options of different blockchains out there. Why Cardano?
Yeah, so that's what I was going to jump in with. And since our initial conversations, Brandon, where we talked a lot about Cardano, we've actually developed this thing much bigger and opened it up to be multi-chain. So we're actually putting...
My next question. Sorry, keep on going.
Because we know ETH is really where it's at, and the ERC20s, the layer 2s, all of that, we've actually made some transitions where we're going to have the biggest part of the platform existing in the ERC20 land and still have a touchback to our original home base, which was Cardano, but also continue to grow and expand. Because education can't be like dialed into just one chain. We have to make sure we are broad, and we have to say that we're chain agnostic, and even our content is chain agnostic. There's no point trying to participate in the tribalism and things like this that we used to have in like social media or whatever else, where you can't really get bored if you don't agree with someone. Better we give everyone the education they need about all chains and let them pick where they want to find home, where they find comfortable, where they find user-friendly.
It'd be really good if you had an educational platform that actually explained the platform.
Exactly. Yeah, so I suppose what we want the experience to be is almost like a Web2 experience, right? You log on to somewhere, you do whatever you do. It feels just like another application platform, whether it's Coursera, Udemy, Pluralsight, whatever. You don't need blockchain skills to use it. You just need to be able to access a browser, and then you can use it. And the technology that's happening under the covers is invisible to you, right? So I suppose that's the goal, is to completely abstract away any of that complexity.
And
I try to keep everything under the covers, but there we go.
We use different chains for different parts based on their different strengths and different utilities, right? So we know that Cardano has never gone down. It's one of the most secure chains that you can have. It's much cheaper to operate on than, say, something like Bitcoin. So we can use it for those sort of advantages. But we know Ethereum has a much broader network and a lot more DeFi activity and a lot more volume. So we can put our learn to earn mechanics over there, and we can put different things in different places. Even talking about mainnet Ethereum might not necessarily be appropriate if someone is going to be doing multiple transactions because of fees. So we can go down to a layer 2 like base. Or if we want to play in Solana land, we can do bits and pieces over there. So we're really trying to build this thing behind the scenes to integrate multi-chain, have that multi-chain like belief system flowing through, and show people that you don't have to be tribalistic. You can really use the most relevant tech to you and to help make you and your community succeed.
Yeah, 100%. That's very important. Being chain agnostic is how we say it in the biz, mate.
Is that right?
No, it is important, but with crypto, we do get a lot of people get very tribal.
I had noticed that. Absolutely.
My coin is the only coin. Everything else is a shite coin. Shout out the XRP army.
You always like to have that dig. I love that. Oh, dear.
Oh, they're rabid. Love them all. But it is a crypto show, and I think we will go into this at the end, possibly, or now, maybe, is that you can invest into this project as well. Correct?
Yeah, correct. So if you want, you could bring up that brief deck, the PDF that we've got in the presentation. I don't know if I control that or if you control that.
Let's see if we can actually get hold of it. There we go. I think that's the one. If I can see if that's the... Yeah.
That's the tutor. Can you...
No?
That's the tutor demonstration. There should be a PDF.
Okay. The other video that you've sent me here?
There should be 2 videos. There's 2 videos and there's 1 PDF file.
No, that's not it. I'm sure. I don't have a PDF there, but unless it's gone to another screen.
To the right.
Let's try that. There we go. There we go. Beautiful.
Now, can you switch it?
Instead of going through all of it, I'll just jump to what Brandon's talking about, and that's to do with the token sale. So this is something that's ongoing at the moment, and it's something that we've put out to the Orange Brick Road community. We have a private sale for the Ollie token, which is going to be obviously the part of the driving force of the ecosystem within the Web3 space. It helps with our learn to earn system, but it also helps creators to incentivize what they're doing. And there's a whole bunch of utility that we can go through as well. But for anyone that is interested, there's a total supply of 200 million tokens. The private round makes up 18% of the allocation. So you've got exclusive access to that, and that's at a 30% discount to the public. That is a 36 million token allocation. So that is underway now. So if anyone wants more information about the private sale, you can get in. We've had a number of people from the Orange Brick Road community, as well as people from right around the world getting involved with that one. So it's first come, first serve in that nature. And then if you miss out,
okay, that was something that we just should have discussed beforehand. If someone's interested in any of this, and we all will put the links in the description as well, is that they can get hold of Nathan or myself at orangebrickroad.com.au, and you'll see there's a free 15-minute call there on the website, and we can sort of take it from there.
Well, just on that, as literally saying that, Dan Taz, he said, how do I get in? So there we go. Someone's enthusiastic and ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so, yeah, sorry, continue.
Yeah, awesome. And Dan, definitely reach out and we can have a conversation. We can go through all the ins and outs of the business that you'll want to know about or anything like that, and we can get you started. But definitely reach out to Brandon as well, because he's a very knowledgeable man and he's helped get a few people into the private sale already. So yeah, Mark, did I miss anything going through that?
No, I think that's fair enough. It's fairly self-explanatory, right? Which is, private rounds open, public will be, which is the TGE event, will be in September. So I suppose they're the main things to understand.
All right. Now, Dan Taz has actually asked another question. I don't know if you guys are aware of this one.
Put in everything, mate. Sell the house. Sell your missus.
Of course, we don't give financial advice around here, mate. That is purely simply a bit of an opinion from him. But
just on that, and this is just not financial advice, education purposes only. With projects getting in early, there's a lot of upside, and there's also a little bit of risk. Now, we've done a lot of looking into this and a lot of research, and we've already put a lot of clients already into it. We've already done a lot in the background. Once again, do your own research. Don't risk anything that you can't afford to lose, and maybe just start off with a little bit of allocation, and then as you get more educated and more confident, put some more in as you go. But obviously have a conversation with myself, Nathan or Mark, which we can arrange, and also issues in the background as well. So there you go.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and just at the top of the screen there, you'll see like one of the things that really drives and supports the price. We're putting 25% of our business profits to repurchase Ollie off the market. So people might see learn to earn and think, okay, that's going to be sell pressure. How are you going to counteract that? And we've got a whole bunch of different utilities to counteract any sell pressure that comes in. But the biggest one is that business profit. So it's probably a good time to cut to the AI Tutor promo video, because this is our flagship product and this is going to be a huge driver of revenue. I'll show you the video and then I'll talk to it.
Accessing Web3 education is now easier than ever. Learning is as easy.
Oh, I can pause it. I just can't start it. All right, there you go, Brandon.
Okay, sorry, mate. Just to explain and keep in mind that a lot of people that are on here aren't necessarily familiar with the ins and outs of crypto. That 25% burn mechanism that you're talking about, basically what that does, and a lot of cryptos do it, I think a lot more should, basically it's a way of deflating the currency. So it's like supply and demand. The less there are, obviously, it helps with the price. So anyway, there you go, Nathan.
Yeah, awesome. So our flagship product for Olympus Insights is the Ollie AI Tutor. And this is going to be available embedded into the Ollie platform, but also as a standalone product. So this will be your guide through the crypto and Web3 space, but it's also incredibly capable of doing any education that you need. You're a primary school student trying to learn how to read for the first time. You're a high school student that's struggling with trigonometry. You're a university student that's trying to become a doctor. Your name's Brandon and you're trying to figure out how to like and repost something on Twitter. The AI Tutor will take you through any and all of it. It's unbounded, and it is the smartest tutor that will never leave your side. It's faster, it's stronger, it's more more efficient, and it knows everything. So it's not like your traditional tutor where you have to come in and pay $100 an hour for a university student that's not even necessarily qualified to teach you about a topic that they're good at. This is a tutor that you can get for $10 a month that knows everything about the topic and will support you learning as much as you need to and cater it to your pace, ability. Language, it's got over 80 languages supported already. And even you can make it you can change its personality type to make it funnier, more professional, whatever you want. to really enhance your learning experience.
Well, if it knows everything, it's certainly a lot cheaper than my ex-wife. So, shall we hit the play button on the video, boys?
Mate, all the wives out there redundant.
Nathan, are you ready for me to hit the play button on this one? Oh, there we go. You've done it.
Oh, sorry.
Accessing Web3 education is now easier than ever. Learning is as easy as asking a question.
Hey, I'm Ollie, your AI tutor. What Web3 topic would you like to study today?
An intelligent study companion that sees your screen, guides you through the Web3 world, and hand walks you through questions in real time.
What's the difference between blockchain and cryptocurrency again?
Great question. Think of blockchain as the technology and cryptocurrency as one of its applications. Let me know if you want to get into more detail into each.
Learning Web3 used to mean long videos, confusing jargon, and expensive boot camps. Now, you get bite-sized lessons, instant explanations, and visual guidance right when you need it.
Okay, so what is the blockchain? I really don't get it.
I see you're struggling with the concept of the blockchain. Don't worry, I'll break it down for you.
And with full multilingual support, it adapts to how you learn, wherever you are or whoever you are.
ウォレットと取引所の違いは何ですか？
良い質問ですね。ウォレットはあなたの資産を保管する場所で、期銀所は売買を行う場所です。筒で説明しますね。
It's time to make Web3 knowledge accessible for everyone. With Ollie, your AI tutor from Olympus Insights.
Fantastic.
We can drop this into the OBR chat again for everyone if they want to see it again in their own time and be able to rewatch it and show it around.
Yeah, and by the OBR chat, whereas in our WhatsApp groups, how you can join that is you go to orangeroad.com.au and you'll see that there's a WhatsApp thing. It's our private group. We've got over 100, I think 200 investors in there or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, no, cool. Look, I think it's important, I suppose, at this point to maybe also say that this literally hasn't been technically possible to deliver for basically up until 16 weeks ago. So we've seen AI evolve. I'm not sure how experienced people are with AI, whether they've used it at all. But you know, the AI space is growing exponentially. The models are getting more and more intelligent. If you go and use ChatGPT, can you chat with ChatGPT and get some level of education? You can, definitely. The problem with generic, just large language models is they tend to hallucinate a lot. And the reason they hallucinate is they've got a massive vector space of all information that they've got contained within the LLM. The use cases that we've seen work well in the market are use cases that are narrow in focus. So basically applying a tutor and letting it understand it's a tutor and it's got these subjects to teach. And obviously, given that we've got an LMS with 200 courses in there, which is proprietary data to us it's trained on, means that we can limit hallucinations, make things more factual, and the model will perform better than a general LLM just because it is very much focused on being a tutor. I think it's also sort of important to say that no matter what your understanding of AI is today, and obviously we'll continue with the blockchain stuff in a second, there's no doubt based on just the scaling laws that have come out that we've just seen Gemini literally pass the gold medal of the Maths Olympiad, which is the best mathematicians all competing to basically complete the hardest maths competition in the world. And in order to get a gold medal in that, you have to get over 95% of all the questions right. So Google did that literally 48 hours ago. This is just going to continue to accelerate. Now, for some people, that might be scary, and that look, these things are going to get super smart. But what that's going to mean is the world is going to change as we know it. The education system is going to change. The skills we need as people are going to change. So if we went back 50 years, maybe we got a job with British Rail and we stayed on there our whole life and we got a pension and moved on. Like today, it's typically the average person has 7 careers in their life. by 2030, it's likely to be 20 or 30 careers. The speed of change and the need to know new things in new areas is going to get faster. And the school system is not really built to necessarily, the university and secondary, the university market is not really built to be able to address all of those needs, because obviously the people teaching the subject need to have experience in the industry. And when the industry didn't exist, when they were out in the labor market, how do you gain that skill? How do you gain that knowledge? So there's no doubt that the requirement for education is going to grow. The requirement for broader knowledge in different markets and different job categories that we don't even understand what they're going to be yet is going to necessitate people adopting these types of tools. So I know we're pretty much the first to market in this space, because as I said 16 weeks ago, you technically couldn't achieve an AI tutor. So look, we're pretty excited. We think, we think it's going to change a lot of people's lives, and we think it's going to change how education is delivered, all around the world.
Oh, I thoroughly agree. Actually, look, gentlemen and Brandon, look, if I could just bring a couple of questions in, that'd be great, because this is a wonderful thing to be interactive. We've got this great advantage. Why not, right? So let's have a look at the questions come in again.
What do you mean, and Brandon?
Yeah. Jeez, it wasn't even subtle, mate. It wasn't even subtle. So, and I really thank Dan Jazz for his questions today. He's been really on the ball. Where does the money come from to pay users, real sales, or new recruits? Gentlemen.
Yeah. So look, anybody that's been around crypto since 2017, or even through the last cycle in 2021, would realize lots of crypto projects started. They elicited funds from people through NFT sales and token launches with a roadmap of eventually building something. And in a high number of those cases, nothing ever got built. And one of their positioning statements while they were raising the money was, we're going to give you guys a return, and we're going to basically get this price of the token up to X, or we're going to give you some form of ongoing annuity payments. And look, I lived through those times, and every time I used to interview lots of these projects, and my question was always, because I've come from startup backgrounds in the real world. I used to run a company called Seed Money for 3 years, where we raised capital for startups, right? So the same things apply. Web3 is no different in the real world. Like, have you got a product market fit? Have you got a large enough market opportunity? And what are people willing to pay for whatever problem you're solving? And ultimately, I don't care whether you're in crypto or in non-crypto Web 2, you have to be building revenues and you have to be building profits, because you can't give anything back without profits. Profits ultimately are what drive everything, and profits underpin the value of the token. Profits underpin the sorts of things you can do to grow and expand your business. So everything is driven off, real world revenues. Those revenues fall into 3 different camps. So we've got advertising, which is a way of monetizing the free content, because we do have a bunch of free content on there. We have plans, as in like subscription plans for a certain amount of paid courses. So, pay $10 a month, get $50 worth of paid courses a month. But we think the really big revenue driver is the AI tutor. So the AI tutor is priced at $9.95 a month if you pay annually in advance. That's USD, by the way, because obviously we're servicing a global market.
Sure.
And $14.95 a month USD if you pay by the month.
Okay, fantastic. Another question in there. Let's bring that one up, if I may. Now, who would like this one? There we go. Is the AI accredited or endorsed by any educational institutions?
Well, look, to put it in a not too delicate way, we're actually taking on the education.
Yes, you wouldn't want this endorsement.
So if you look at sort of Coursera, right? So Coursera's business is they partner with every major education institution, and they basically put the free version with the educational institution, on their platform. Some of them are paid. I mean, you can pay $300 or $400 for an individual course on Coursera, for instance. We just think that system, we think the action, well, to be honest, I mean, look, how frank can I be? We actually think tertiary education, like university education, has turned into a complete scam. They're all corporations in disguise. They're all basically taking vast amounts of money off your children to give them a worse outcome than they got 30 years ago. And they're putting them in debt out of the gate, and they're teaching them skills that are not relevant to the world market. So we're certainly not looking for endorsement by universities. We are building courses and producing courses through obviously our course creators. Let's say in the crypto area, because we've been in the crypto area for 7 or 8 years. We're taking courses from Didi Tanahaku, who's been in crypto. He sold his house and he sold every asset he owned back in 2017. He's got a TV show on Video Prime now called The Bitcoin Family. It's a reality show. They follow him around and his family around for 3 years. He basically sold everything, pumped into Bitcoin at $900, and has basically traveled around the world. He's got 3 children. He never put any of them through school, proper school, because he didn't believe in the way they were being educated. He taught them all himself with his wife. He is a global ambassador for us. He's putting his courses about crypto education on our platform. And we've got, right now, we've got about 80 people like Didi that are bringing in, that live in the crypto ecosystem, that are bringing education into the platform. Now, universities can't do that, especially when it's around fine trading and other aspects, because university professors have never done any of that, right? And there's no sort of formal structure. So we're bringing in what we like to call life skills, real world skills, usable skills. So we don't like to say, you're going to come onto our platform and walk away with a university certificate or a big certificate. That's going to take you 1 year, 2, 3, 4 years to do. You come in and learn skills around a certain area. It might be an hour's course where you learn something specific. Might be a 3-hour course, might be a 10-hour course, but you're learning skills that are relevant to help you live a better life, right? Learn skills you can apply, learn skills that you can use to get a job in a market sector. We're not looking for, well, you're going to do a Bachelor of Arts degree. We think those days are gone. We think education needs to be shorter, more concise, but relevant either to something you're trying to achieve or a job outcome that you're looking to facilitate.
Perhaps a Bachelor of Facts degree might be a nice thing.
Yeah. We teach skills, not a certificate. We're not getting a bachelor or anything on our platform. We're going to teach you skills, real skills that are useful and add value to your life.
But to tack on to that, though, we are adding credentialing to the platform, so people can get verification that they have completed that learning. Because obviously, I can tell you that I know everything, but if I can't show you it, then it's very difficult. So on the Ollie platform, you will be able to complete lessons and get on-chain certifications that are linked to digital identity, so it is locked to you. And that will be like essentially a proof system to say you have done that learning. And we will enable you to string different paths of learning together to make an overarching sort of certificate, if you want to call it that. But it's more a justification that you have learned those skills, that you can apply them, and you can use that for applying for a job anywhere around the world.
I like that.
Yes. Yeah. So it's not that there's not going to be some certificates. I mean, look, ultimately, once we've got the full AI up and running towards the end of this year, we'd like you to be able to basically say, this is the job I would like, or the career I would like, and have the platform essentially lay out a roadmap. If you do these 20 courses over this 6-week period, 3-month period, whatever it will, then you'll end up with a certificate that essentially says, this is what you scored, these are the things you did, these are the things you learned, these are the outcomes and skills that you've verified you've attained. So it's not like, yes, there won't be any certification. There will be certification against a standard called Open Badges. So please feel free to look that up. Open Badges is the only non-university badge framework that is universal in nature. It's open source. It's an open source community.
Okay.
And you can get your accreditations against the open badge. And look, we're decentralization and open communities, right, rather than closed institution with big price tickets. Sorry, Matt.
No, I was just going to say, to me, this has far more real world value than certainly a gender studies degree or something ridiculous. And let's face it, like that's what's going on now. We're finding universities are, like you said before, it's about indoctrination, not education. They're not about life skills. And, you know, we find it all the time with what we do here, just well, quite frankly, the complete lack of genuinely trying to prepare people for the real world that comes from the education system. So to me, this is something that has a very tangible value, and it's a very positive thing.
Yeah. Is it possible? We'll just go to this question, and then I want
We certainly can.
See if we can pull up the actual platform, the Olympus platform.
Yeah, let's do that.
If you don't mind, Nathan, maybe go through that a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. Well, obviously, Dan Taz obviously has done a bit in this space. Yeah, so I can just tell by the question. Look, the reality is every AI business is a wrapper on some LLM, right? Because obviously, when you produce an LLM, you need a few $100 million to do the training, right? So you sort of got Anthropic, you've got Google, you've got OpenAI, etc. Now, what we've done is essentially built an infrastructure layer that essentially has a RAG or retrieval augmented generation sort of back end that pulls the documentation, segments it, sticks it into a vector database that then basically our agents then basically pull from without necessarily always going back to the LLM. And we have a long-term memory platform. So this is on our platform, not the LLM. So we use the LLM essentially think of it as a power station, and we're selling light bulbs and toasters and TVs to people. So everybody has to have the power station. The question is, how much of the power station do you utilize, and what's proprietary about your technology? So our technology, which is the interface to the user, so the user doesn't see the LLM, the user interfaces with our UI, with our system, with our RAG system, with our context management, vector database, and long-term memory system, and then that plugs into an LLM. Now, today, the current AI tutor is plugged into Gemini 2.5 Flash, and we have real-time voice and real-time chat through that. But the important thing for us is that those interactions are on our platform. And then tomorrow, if we wanted to switch to Claude, we wanted to switch to OpenAI, then we will switch that. But the integrity and the interactions and all the context and knowing who you are stays in our platform. Because ultimately, if the way that these large guys are working was to play out and they were to dominate the market, then they're just going to know everything about everybody, right? The value is really in that layer. Number one, you're giving it proprietary data. Number two, you're giving it your own unique prompts. You're giving it your own fine tuning. You're putting in your own memory management system. So those aspects are all very important to the experience and allow us to change out LLMs. But right now, I suppose, yes, what LLM are we using in this current version? It's Gemini 2.5 Flash.
All right, just a couple of moving parts on that, and thank you for clarifying that up too. She's just as guys, he's onto it.
Yeah, tell you, right? Yeah.
He's onto it. I'll just ask a quick question. Now, different aspects of it. So just say I create a course on, I don't know, whatever, how the warfare state is funded by taxation, as an example. Just a light sort of reading like that.
Casual reading.
Can I monetize that? Like, can I put the course up and say, hey, in order to do this 2.5 hour course, it's $5, and then I get paid in that?
Yeah. So it's all creator's choice. So we wanted to design an education economy where people could be rewarded for sharing their knowledge for free. But if they wanted to monetize that, they can do that as well. So obviously we've got the learn to earn in the platform. So as you complete courses, you earn experience points. Those experience points will be convertible into Ollie tokens, and you can build up a nice crypto portfolio with no risk, without having to know how to set up your own wallet until you've come onto Ollie and learned it and all of that. And we wanted to have a similar experience for the creator. So did you have a question, Brendan? Or?
Oh, no, I was just getting ready to jump in.
Okay. So then from the creator perspective, we've made it so we incentivize you. If you come onto the platform and share your knowledge for free, as Brendan has done a couple of times, and a whole host of other creators, including Didi Tahutu, Coach K is coming on board, and there's a whole bunch of others that you can check out on there. We will give you experience points for creating your lesson, which obviously when the TGE takes place, or the token generation event for people that aren't in the know, and when that takes place, you'll be able to convert those into Ollie tokens. But if you want to monetize your content because you've spent a lifetime developing that knowledge base and you want to put a price tag on there, you can definitely do that. You won't be rewarded by us in terms of experience points and Ollie, but you're obviously rewarded by the student coming on board. So if you put your content out there for free, we incentivize you. Or if you put your content out there, you charge $5, $10, $1,000, whatever, and you just wait for the student to come along to buy that. So at the moment, we've just crossed 65,000 students that have engaged with over 270,000 lessons on the platform in just 6 months. So we've got a keen and excited audience of learners.
Yeah, there is, and just to be clear, there is a revenue split. So as the platform provider, it's an 80-20 split. So let's say you put a course up for $10 and 1,000 people do it, it's $10,000. We would take 2, you'd get 8, and that would be just directly paid into your bank account.
Yeah, that's excellent for content creators and like people to educate, because I mean it's a bit like social media. Like you do a post, you don't just share it on one platform, you share it on multiple. So all of these education people out there that already have courses, that are already established, or creating courses and they're putting it out on other platforms, they can also include this.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Well, on that front, I mean, just to make everyone aware, as we're watching this, we've got the little sign that says basically we're getting questions and comments are coming from other feeds, and they're coming from a lot of different places. Look, obviously, different YouTubes, from Facebook, from Twitch. People are playing computer games while they're actually literally watching this. A lot of questions coming through. So during the week, it'd be great to actually go through, have a look at some of these comments and questions that are coming through, and maybe address them next week. That'd be great. We are running very much low on time. So, Brandon, what were you about to say?
How much time is off?
Oh, we're supposed to have finished 2 minutes ago. How's that? But it's all good. We're fine. We'll make the rules up as we go.
Yeah, don't worry about your time.
No, exactly.
We're on my time.
It's only a radio station.
My bloody show.
Come on.
No, excellent. All right. Well, we'll just do a wrap up then. Apparently.
No. We've got other content to look at. Nathan, did you have some other bits and pieces?
End the show.
We will get there. Trust me. We'll be fine.
All right. Like 10 minutes or something.
Oh, okay. We're doing that now. Just commercial free all the way. Okay.
It's an hour.
It's an hour. We normally have a bit of music, mate, but that's okay. It's all right.
I don't know.
There is one more.
Such a professional. Anywho, I'll throw to Nathan on this one. Nathan, actually, you've got some content you want to bring up on screen. Is that right?
We did have one more video if you've got time for it, which is just a demo. Yeah, so that's me using the AI tutor, and it's the video there called Ollie AI Tutor Web 3 demonstration, if you can see that one.
All right, mate. Can you grab that and just drag that one up for us? That'd be fantastic.
Oh, is that how it works?
On his end.
Oh, if Nathan can't, then I will find it. Hang on. We've just got several videos here.
I prefer if Nathan did it because then it's done properly.
Excellent.
It's probably that one right in the middle down the bottom where it says AI one, and it's got him as a video.
Would that be it?
AI
Let's
tutor.
give that a go.
I do everything around here.
You do.
Hey, tutor, can you just tell me what are we looking at here?
From what I see, you're on the Ollie education platform.
Thanks, tutor. I just need some help working through one of these courses.
Is there anything specific about this course you need help with?
Yeah, so I keep hearing this word get thrown around called decentralization. Can you give me a succinct definition of that?
Decentralization refers to the transfer of authority and decision-making from a central entity to a distributed network.
Could you tell me the definition of decentralization in Spanish?
Descentralización se refiere a la transferencia de autoridad y toma de decisiones de una entidad central a una red distribuida.
And I've also got a friend here, Sarah, that speaks Japanese. Could you translate the decentralization definition to Japanese for him?
承知いたしました。分散化とは、中央機関から分散が他ネットワークへの権限と意思決定の移転をします。
I'm just trying to do a bit of analysis on this chart, but I'm struggling. Can you identify any chart patterns that might help me make a decision if I should buy or sell?
I can see a potential descending triangle pattern forming, characterized by a series of lower highs and a relatively flat support level. Would you like me to elaborate on what that could imply?
That's impressive. That is impressive indeed.
Especially the background music. How soothing was that?
I thought, hey, come on.
I got to give props to my brother. My brother put that all together and like put the nice little angelic music over the top. So,
is your brother looking for a gig? I need a guy.
Yeah, relaxation guy. No, that's awesome. Okay, so you basically instead of typing the camera on, you can just use modern technology like voice, command type of thing.
Yeah, it's like the tutor's sitting there right next to you. So we wanted to completely humanize the experience as much as possible, although there not being another human there. And so that's been a big part of the journey, developing in the back end, and a big challenge for the development team, really humanizing, finding different ways that the memory can engage with your different likes and interests. So a big part of long-term memory, working with the tutors, if you started with this on day one, maybe as a primary school student, and built on it, it will get to know you, how you learn, what you like, what you don't like. If you're a footy fan, if you like cars, if you're whatever it might be. So that way it can really humanize the interaction. So when you fire it up, it might say, "Oh, hey Brandon, how's your Lambo going?" And chat with Brandon about his like 12 Lamborghinis he's got in his garage and stuff like that. And then get into the learning. Sorry to take up your time, Brandon. I know you got a couple of calls. Forgive us.
Oh, no, I'm loving this. You know why? Okay, standard rule in any sort of broadcasting is every time it rings, it's a carton. Okay? So the beer fridge is looking fantastic today.
That's good because that's the thing. This might be a little bit of a segue or something like that. But as a business owner and someone's trying to keep up with the market and stuff like that, the utilization of AI that I do in my business alone, I would spend 2 to 3 hours a day on AI through content creation, through you name it. It's pretty much all AI. And this is where if you're not keeping up as a business owner or a student or someone that's an entrepreneur, you're not utilizing AI, you're missing out on a great function. And this is AI on the blockchain. So, and you can interact with it. So even if you're just learning and using it to help you improve your social media content or improve, or even, I've even done up an entire business plan and projections using AI. And also I've noticed, I've been on AI now for about a year. And I have certain categories that I automatically feed, like I'll do news reports, hey, I need this on and they're different categories, and I can just go in and go click on, okay, news update, and just basically type in today's update, please. It already knows me, it generates the content, it knows how long I need it for, it knows it needs to text and voice, it includes all my hashtags, and it automatically generates me an image because it gets to know me.
Yes.
And this
so
is
you don't use those hashtags anymore, do you?
Sorry, mate?
I said, you don't use those hashtags anymore, do you? Because we had a 2-hour meeting about why you should.
That's right, man. Oh, got some insight.
Something off camera we'll talk about later on, perhaps. I don't know.
No, apparently they don't rate anymore, and you've got to do it. And that's another thing about using AI and, say, a platform like this, is that it will keep you up to date with the latest trends. Because something that was happening and trending 48 hours ago, or you could use a month ago and continue using, is no longer it no longer ranks, or it's no use anymore. So instead of having a social media manager that keeps up with these latest insights and changes, you're using AI to facilitate that, which is what your platform can do as well, correct?
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, it is time to call the show. Thank you so much, Nathan, to Mark, to yourself, Brandon, mate. You've been, this is a really great show. I wish we had a little bit more time. Perhaps we can get you gents in on another occasion, hey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
more than willing to come back. Absolutely. Thanks very much for your time, guys.
Absolutely.
If you want some more information, you get hold of me. I'll get in touch with Nathan, or Nathan, if you want to throw out your social media or whatever it may be, go for it.
Yeah, definitely. So we're on Twitter, Discord, WhatsApp, Telegram, everywhere. Just look up Olympus Insights.
Okay.
And we'll pass on the links to Aaron and Brandon to share with the video. But yeah, definitely jump in there wherever it is. Drop me a line, and happy to go through it all with you.
And, of course, you can try orangebrickroad.com. You'll get this fella here, or maybe AI, I don't know, somebody anyway to help you, which is going to be fantastic.
Probably just one of my many peeps.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Very well connected, this one. Look, gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We're going to go back to normal programming, but stick on the line if you could. This has been the Crypto Hour of Power here on Edge Radio Australia.
Accessing Web3 education is now easier than ever. Learning is as easy as asking a question.
Hey, I'm Ollie, your AI tutor. What Web3 topic would you like to study today?
An intelligent study companion that sees your screen, guides you through the Web3 world, and hand walks you through questions in real time.
What's the difference between blockchain and cryptocurrency again?
Great question. Think of blockchain as the technology and cryptocurrency as one of its applications. Let me know if you want to get into more detail into each.
Learning Web3 used to mean long videos, confusing jargon, and expensive boot camps. Now, you get bite-sized lessons, instant explanations, and visual guidance right when you need it.
Okay, so what is the blockchain? I really don't get it.
I see you're struggling with the concept of the blockchain. Don't worry, I'll break it down for you.
And with full multilingual support, it adapts to how you learn, wherever you are or whoever you are.
ウォレットと取引所の違いは何ですか？
良い質問ですね。ウォレットはあなたの資産を保管する場所で、期銀所は売買を行う場所です。筒で説明しますね。
It's time to make Web3 knowledge accessible for everyone. With Ollie, your AI tutor from Olympus Insights.
Unlock the power of cryptocurrency with Orange Brick Road as your guide. The homepage provides an overview of our services: crypto education, consulting, trading, tax, bookkeeping, loans, real-world assets, estate planning, scam recovery, and more. Our team of experts offers personalized consulting across all aspects of crypto, including everything from how to purchase your very first crypto coin, the importance of security, reporting requirements, and the latest developments in the decentralized finance world. Join our thriving community, attend events, and network with like-minded individuals. Stay up to date with our blog covering the latest crypto trends and analysis. Get started today by enrolling in a course or booking a consultation. Navigate the crypto world with confidence. Orange Brick Road, your path to understanding.